a very good morning to you. This is Newsline Live. We're broadcasting, as always, from the Newsfirst studios in Dawson Street in Colombo. And all these wonderful people have turned up and all fused together, enable us to broadcast this to you on time and hopefully bringing to you all the latest that's happening around the country in terms of politics, accountability, responsibility, and so on and so forth. We thought we'd find out about leadership, especially because elections are on the way, aren't they? And here we go. Live right here in the studio is that MP from the United National Party, Dr. Kavinder Jayawardena. A very good morning to you, Doctor.
Good morning, Faraz.
Do you practice medicine?
No, not at the moment.
You don't? Have you thought that it might be better than being in politics?
You know, this is my passion. I like
What,
to do politics.
Okay.
Yeah, so I grew up watching my father doing politics and how much that he put his time and effort into politics and to the people of this country, and especially about the issue,
So you
the
look-
ethnic
you-
issue of the country, and how he wanted to bring peace to the country and how much he struggled by doing that. So, and I was inspired by seeing him doing
So, you were
politics.
so he was like a leader figure to you?
Yeah, certainly. My mentor.
Ah, there you are. So he gave you, obviously he did a pretty good job on you, didn't he?
Yeah, I
because,
mean-
because you've made mummy happy, becoming a doctor,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Just in case, you know, everything, just in case.
You have a backup.
Yeah, you have a backup plan. This is plan B for Dr. Kavinder Jayawardena, because I'm about to ask you this question.
Yeah, but you know, Faraz, my
Yeah.
father always told me not to get into politics. He asked me to continue being as a doctor.
Perhaps he was disgusted at what
He
was
used to
going
always say, you know, politics is like, if you don't mind me saying this in Sinhalese, kotiwal gyalla gatta wage.
Ah.
So he used to always tell me that, you know what, just don't get into politics. People are not grateful for what you do most of the time, and so it's not worth it.
Did he practice as a doctor?
Yeah, he was the doctor for former President Ranasinghe Premadasa, and he was at the General Hospital. He was a surgeon.
So you see, that's what I mean. Now, what I'm trying to get at is when he prescribes medicine and, you know, treats a patient and so on, there's a bit of gratitude at the end of it all, because
Certainly.
that chap will,
Yeah,
you know,
will be
say
thankful.
yes, and he'll say
Yeah.
thank you.
But Farhas, you know about Sri Lankan people, my father always told me, you know, that this is also, I'm going to say it in Sinhalese if you don't mind. He used to say, "Mama salli hamba karla naha, mama minusu hamba karla tino." That is actually, in fact, very true. After my father passed away, I mean, I meet thousands and thousands of people daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis, right? And these people talk about my father so highly of him, and they appreciate the service that he have done for the country, for them, and they haven't forgotten him. You know, he was in the opposition for 20 years in the parliament, but then yet people still remember him. So one of the reasons why I became a politician, one of the reasons why I won provincial council and became number 2 in the district is because of my father. Because
Right.
by then I haven't done anything. I haven't portrayed myself as a politician either.
That's because, clearly, because he displayed leadership.
Yeah, and people are also
Yeah.
being very grateful, and they have the same gratitude. So I mean, in a way, you get motivated to serve the people.
Absolutely. I was going to ask you this question. Is there one man, is there one person, okay, one person who is blocking the emergence of a real leader at the United National Party?
I don't think so.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to be a bit more specific this
Yes,
time
please.
round. Is Ranil Wickremesinghe?
Your favorite?
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's wonderful.
Yeah, I think
chap.
last time he watched the program.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Well,
But by the way, I'm extremely sorry. I couldn't apologize last time. I came late.
Yes.
So I would like to make it a point today to
you
apologize.
see, that's what I hope the leader who was watching the program told you, that you should be on time.
Yeah, he have told me a couple of times that
Very
I
good.
have to be on
Now
time.
then, I want to know this. Is Ranil Wickremesinghe, what does it appear to you? Imagine you're a drone from up there looking down. Is Ranil Wickremesinghe really committed to Sajid Premadasa and the alliance, sometimes known as the Samagi Balavege, sometimes known as the Samagi
Jana Balavege.
Jana Balavege.
Yeah.
All right. Is he really, is Ranil really committed towards a victory for Sajid Premadasa and the alliance, or is he working actively to ensure that he loses?
I mean, it's a good question, Faraz, and thank you very much for asking me that. Yeah, of course, he's committed, I think, because he has to. He's the leader of United National Party, and United National Party is a alliance of the Samagi Jana Balavege or Samagi Balavege. At the same time, this is our election. We are the ones who are contesting, not Honorable Sajid Premadasa or any other leader of the alliance. This is our election.
When you mean our, what do you mean?
Like, we are the one who's contesting.
The UNP?
No, us as
you as individuals.
Yeah, we are the contestants. So I don't think honorable leader has any reason to not to support the alliance.
Wouldn't
I think he will.
Far, isn't the not many people will argue. When you say Rolex, people know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Right? It's like a no-brainer.
Yeah.
You say Mercedes, and they know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
And the other three-pointed star from Stuttgart way, right? They all know what the brand is.
Correct.
Like that, the elephant symbol and the UNP is a brand. So wouldn't it have been far easier, instead of searching around, scouting around, scratching around for Samagi Balavege, Samagi Jana Balavege, and all this business? Wouldn't it have been easier?
Much easier.
Come on, after nearly 26 years now.
Yeah.
Right? As the leader of the United National Party, unable to secure power on his own, a record over 5 times as the Prime Minister of this country. It's not a joke, is it?
Yeah, Faraz, actually at the working committee we discussed about the alliance and the symbol. The reason that why we are forming an alliance is because some of the parties who's joining with us to contest for the parliamentary election, they would like to contest with a different symbol, not elephant symbol, because they feel that elephant symbol is branded, as you very clearly said.
But
that
it is well branded.
It's a UMP hardcore party where they don't want to be a part of it. They want to be a part of an alliance as a whole, as a group, and then contest from that.
I was having some work done at home,
And some of them don't want to go ahead with the elephant because they have contested against the elephant. So considering all that.
Yes, but doctor, I was listening to a couple of Basunas, who were doing a bit of work at home, and I heard one say to the other fellow, to the junior of the two, I heard him say, "Me, eston batakalla gillagin." I don't know whether he actually. What I'm trying to say is, eston is synonymous with pipes and so on, right? And so, in that same way, the UNP for a very long time has denoted real politics.
I agree with you. I'm not going to argue with you on that.
I'm saddened and worried that one person is keeping that brand from going forward. And I'm disturbed that it doesn't seem to be some sort of grave concern to you, Doctor.
No, I have my concerns about politics, about my party, and I try to keep it to myself, and I try to discuss about the issues of the party within the party. As you know that I will not talk about it on media, but yet
But why? Don't the public have? You mustn't get the media wrong. The media is the medium upon which the public can be heard.
Yeah, and I love media. I love coming to your program. I mean, I go for so many other programs, but I have so much fun talking to you.
Right.
And it's very interesting. So that's why I wake up early in the morning and
Yeah,
come to hang out with
but
you.
the shareholders must be disturbed because you know, we spend a lot of money, and then we get the short end of the straw, and people say, "Oh, we're not going to advertise with you," right? So, but that hasn't stopped News First.
Yeah,
News First is beyond all that.
correct.
We know that the public are watching us, and we know that we make a difference, and we know that the public will always be with us. So thank you. And on that note, why don't you send us, get your phones out, and send us an SMS to 0772 300 305. That's 0772 300 305. Yes, they're struggling to find the there you go, there you are. The cards come up on the screen. You know, while I ask you the question, do feel free to have a sip of your tea.
I was actually enjoying it. Very
Oh,
nice. Yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah. Black tea.
Yes, yes.
No sugar.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
perfect.
there you are.
Yeah.
Now then, what are the chances? What are the issues y'all are focusing on?
Faraz, actually, something that I'm more concerned about is disabled soldiers that the current government promised their wages to be given to them. Right now, they are not being heard. You know, during the presidential election,
Yeah.
our government agreed and granted them to get the wages between their salary to their pension, the difference. And
How to up it?
yeah, and then the current government,
Yeah.
Rajapaksa government, promised them in 3 days they will solve this issue of them getting the same wages to their families. If something happened to them, their wife will get it. Till this day, it hasn't happened. Now they are in PETA, front of the railway station, protesting. But I think your media have been covering it, but none of the other media has been doing it. And we used to see all these, religious leaders before going up to them, feeding them, giving them water, sometimes even fixing a place for them to sit and relax. But unfortunately now they have been forgotten, right?
But there's a lot of people around our country who we know are the forgotten people of Sri Lanka. Our government program has unearthed many of them.
Certainly, there's no doubt about it. But what I'm trying to tell, this government came to power with so many propaganda. Now they are not addressing it. One of the examples is for these soldiers, what has happened to them. They're not being taken care of. Number two, about the MCC agreement. Now, even yesterday I saw Mr. Udaya Gammampila is saying that, they are considering MCC, and before that they said,
why do you think
before
the
that they
president's not
said,
released
before,
the report?
Exactly, he should release the report to the media and publish it, so the people
Are
will
you
be
happy
aware.
with the MCC?
See, the thing is, we have always spoken about MCC in a different way, but now we are not in power. They are in power.
Yeah.
They spoke against it, right?
So they are
Before the election, they said they are going to tear this agreement, throw it to the dustbin. Now they are saying, the same people are saying that 70% of this agreement is good for the country.
But we don't really know that because
Yeah,
it's
we don't know.
speculation.
Exactly. So it's all about political propaganda that they have been creating and they've been following. So they've been telling people lies after lies. So we cannot trust this group. Current government came to power just making sure that people have been fooled.
All right. Now then, there's a current trend. Somebody's just pointing it out to me that people are being called up and said, "Oh, we've got interviews at state institutions," and they're being called up in the full knowledge. You can't give people jobs now.
Exactly.
Because the elections are around the corner.
Yeah.
You can't be giving. So this is like an election gundu. But the point I think I'm trying to make, Dr. Karvinder Rawardena, is that the excuses are the same. The end result is the same. The people are losing out. Just let's take a look at Sri Lankan Airlines, the Airbus chapter of
Yes.
the sorry history of Sri Lankan Airlines. We had what appears to be, it's an overpayment. It's not appears to be, it's an overpayment. But that was done in the pre-2015 government,
Yeah.
when we had a planter
As the chairman.
as the chairman of Sri Lankan Airlines. Nice chap he is. Know him.
Yeah,
Nice
good to have a chat with.
Good to have a chat with. Probably a wonderful planter,
Yeah.
but there ain't no planting going on at Sri Lankan
Airlines.
Then, so there was a severe overpayment, and
$2 million
our
dollars.
investigative team, led by Gayan Somachandra, is looking at it carefully, and he will get to the bottom of it, because we are not talking of a mere overpayment of between 115 and 180 million United States dollars. We're talking about that difference multiplied by the number of years that the financing agreement was in place. We are on the case. We are going to find out. We will report to you. Now then we came to the cancellation. And lo and behold, it was your Yapalani government that was in power then. And we found something seriously amiss, because some members of the board of Sri Lankan Airlines, they made the payment, and then 3 weeks later, write to the CCEM, which is the wonderful cabinet within the cabinet, which is where probably the deals are done, and then even the line minister, the otherwise well-regarded Kabir Hashim, Bond notwithstanding, says that he didn't know all about it. He was the line minister. And then when they ask for explanation, they say, oh yeah, we kept the finance minister and the prime minister informed. Where's collective responsibility? So, no collective responsibility.
Yeah, I think for us the most important thing is we have to make sure the corruption of the country, especially concerning politicians or government servants, has to be brought to justice regardless whoever that person is, from which party it is.
Hanging on to the leadership is also
now-
corrupt, you know.
Now, Rajapaksa government is in power.
Yeah.
They can investigate. Now they can bring people who have been involved with this Sri Lankan Airlines to justice and investigate.
There's nothing
Now,
to suggest that they're not, though.
Yeah, if they are doing it, it's well and good.
Yeah.
If they are not doing it, you know, Sirius is watching and will inform
Oh,
the
we're all
people.
watching.
Yeah.
And Sirius is leading the pack.
Yeah, exactly.
We are. Yeah. When we mean Sirius, we do mean TV1 as well. The family, the stable, the media assets of the Capital Maharaja Group. We always work for and on behalf of the people. And the people know that, so I don't know why I'm saying it, but you know, I'm just saying it. I just want to remind you.
Make sure.
I just remind you that you know that that's happening.
I know, yeah.
Have you been on one of our programs with us around the country? You must come.
No, please invite me. I would be more
we
than
have
happy.
an open invitation to anyone and everyone.
Oh, really? Okay, great.
Join it and go and do it. It's not some
Great.
political thing. You won't be number one, because the number one is the problem on the force
Certainly.
affecting that little hamlet or that village
Yeah.
or that town.
Yeah.
Right? So
So I can get in touch with you and
you
join
can
one
get
of the
in
program.
touch with me, you can get in touch
Excellent.
with Shawan Daniel, you can get in touch with anybody at the Maharaja Group. They will direct you in the right way.
Yeah.
You don't
I'll-
need
I'll be in touch with you.
Yes, you don't need an invitation.
Yeah.
Right?
Now I just got invitation from you. So
Yes,
I'll be
but
in touch with
I'm
you.
saying that because you seem fit and you can go and have a look to see the real
Certainly.
problems, right? And they are the real problems, but I do
Yeah.
warn you, in some places they don't like politicians because they say, if you turn up here and you don't fix our road,
Yeah.
we'll get the broomsticks out.
Yeah, unfortunately right now I'm in the opposition, so I can do very little. But yet, I would like to come with you and have a look at it.
Please come and have a look.
Yeah.
Please come. But now then, whilst it's very commendable what you're doing with these pensions and so on, the main problem the country is facing surely must be the economy.
Certainly.
Your team didn't leave it in good hand, in a good situation. We had the dollar moving from 130 to 180 plus.
Yeah.
Exports are sort of middling, and we are shamelessly dependent on about 1 million people who have sacrificed their family life and gone abroad to work and earn a crust and send it back here. And shamelessly, our economy has become so reliant on that foreign exchange.
Yeah, Faraz, actually, during our time, during our governance, we controlled the economy. The economy wasn't as bad as now.
Yeah, how about...
But right now, the government is not managing the economy properly.
Right.
They reduced the VAT, took off withholding, NBT, and now they are in a real soup. Especially, see what they are doing. They have no strategical plan how to manage the finance of the country, right? So that's why we have ended up in here.
But I'm sorry, you're making me laugh now, because what do you think? Your leader himself was in charge of the central bank, and he was so busy, you know, that he didn't look into the fact that his friend was breaking the rules and acting solo. Who does he think he is, this Arjuna Mahendran? We've got rules in place here, and we are so fortunate that even our constitution is written down. He had a rule book, he had a manual, everything, and then he just acted on his own and gave his son-in-law lots of business, and that's history now.
But at the same time, you know, that money of the perpetual treasuries is frozen in the central bank. At the same time, 9.9 billion during Rajapaksa previous government was taken from the EPF account.
Well, that's a separate story.
Right.
That's a separate story.
Yeah.
But my point is,
at the same time,
of the people,
at the same time, you know what? They brought down Udayanga Veeratunga.
Yeah.
Why can't they bring Arjuna Mahendra?
Yes, that's true. But we have to find him first.
I mean, if they can find Udayanga Veeratunga, who is more difficult to find because no one knew whether he's in Russia or anywhere else,
he turned up in Oman.
Yeah, he just came to Sri Lanka.
Okay, but the thing is,
I mean, the same guys who brought KP.
Right.
Right, Rajapaksa regime brought down KP.
They will bring Mahendran if they find him.
Thank God.
They will.
Yeah.
But then I hope.
I mean, if they can't find.
How many times have you phoned? How many times have you phoned Arjuna Mahendran?
I have never spoken to him. I never spoken to him. No.
Thank the lucky stars then.
Yeah.
But you made some calls, right? Did you
To whom?
to Arjun Aloysius? Did you?
No, he's a friend, so I know him. I'm not in the COPE committee. I'm not involved with the whole thing.
Okay.
So
he didn't give you a check or anything?
no, never.
Right, that's good.
Yeah.
Your security people should be asking them?
Never.
No, you didn't. Okay, all right. I'm just asking. There are many questions. They're almost all around the same. Mr. Karvinder, no, Dr. Karvinder, please be clear. Mr. Ranil wants Sajid to lead or not, or foul play to the UNP. That question's from Fazula in Gampala, right? Then we have another one. It's the same thing. On another issue, once somebody says the disabled soldiers issue is settled, please remind the gentleman about how vocal Dr. Jayawardena was within the party. There you are. You see, they're talking leadership. And all of this is about that. They're worried about the leadership of their party, of the United Nations Party.
I think now we have come to a very positive place where Honorable Sajid Premadas is going to lead the alliance. He's the leader of the alliance, and then the General Secretary is going to be Ranjit Madhumbandar, Honorable Minister, former Minister. So I think we have come to a very good positive
What's the target?
place.
What's the target? How many seats?
I mean, our target is to win the parliamentary election and have
so
the majority in the parliament.
113.
113.
Yeah.
So that's our target.
Right.
And I think right now the current government have been very unpopular among the people. I've been going from village to village, from electorate to electorate, district to district. People come up to me and say, you know, we can't even find people who voted for Pohottu anymore, because the people who voted for Pohottu have figured it out that they came to power just based on lies after lies. about MCC, about the Easter bomb attack. Now see
But
about
so did yours.
see
So
about
did
the Easter
yours.
bomb attack.
Yeah.
They said that we are the one who is safeguarding Rishad Badruddin, Hizbullah, Asad Salih, all these names, Dr. Saab Sabdin. Now they can investigate.
Yeah.
Right? Now they can tell who was behind it, who gave the shelter to them, who gave the equipment,
There's
all
nothing
that
which
can be investigated and
I just want
published.
to clarify for legal purposes that Dr. Kavinder Jawadna is not saying that any of these people are directly involved
No.
In the bombings, but he is calling for an investigation, and there's nothing wrong in that. So we just want to make that absolutely clear. Neither I nor the network or Dr. Kavinder is suggesting that these people are guilty, because all of us, we do believe in the basic the presumption of innocence, which is which is the cornerstone of our law. Now then, all that notwithstanding, but you all did the same thing. You all promised accountability. You all promised we'll get these guys who've been corrupt in the previous thing. What happened? What happened was, I'll give you the answer, bond. Right? We had, what a crime. Do you know that the Central Expressway project to Kandy, the government borrowed $900 million plus another 104, so over $1 billion. That whole transaction was cancelled because, the primary contractor to that, Taisei, has a rather colourful track record in terms of performance. The sinkhole in Japan is one, operating as a cartel was another, and so on. But at the bottom of the story is that it got cancelled, and here's the catch. The insurance payment, the premium, $104 million was paid anyway. Now that's an absolute crime. Imagine how much could have gone towards building homes for the needy. There's still about 160,000 homes needed. Just 104 million went, and it was your leader, the Prime Minister, who signed off on the agreement to negotiate with that bank. I don't want to cast any aspersions on that bank at all, because they did this to the bank. But that's what happened, and that's a shame.
Yeah, Faraz, the thing is, during government, right, especially even former government, Rajapaksa government, about Port City.
Yeah.
The Rajapaksa government signed an agreement to give Port City as it is to a Chinese company, right? And then we had to change the agreement. And we changed the agreement for a long lease, 99 years lease, instead of selling the land off to Chinese, right? Change the agreement, and we had to pay the Chinese.
There's a big lie on that one. There's a big lie. Just because you brought it up, I'm going to tell you about it. Mr. Wickremesinghe, just before the run-up to the presidential elections this time round, made a statement in which he said that the loans have been paid up. This is talking about Hambantota. Well, on the day that he spoke, the loan had not been settled. The money had come from China. It went to the accounts of the Sri Lanka Ports Authority.
We are talking about the Hambantota port.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Port City.
Right, okay.
In Colombo.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was talking.
So both are the same now in that case. There's a bit of nonsense going on about the Hambantota port, and now there's something about this going on. But this is the project that you all tried to stop as soon as you all came in.
No, we want
the Chinese president, for heaven's sake, came down for the opening.
Yes.
Can you just imagine, if you were a drone and you looked at this tiny dot of a country, Sri Lanka, managed to get the president of China, superpower, all the way down to this little dot for the opening. And then you get some guy turning up there and saying, hello, we won the election, so we're not going to proceed with this. Do you know what happened as a result? The Chinese wanted compensation for the delays. And guess what? Did Ranil pay it out of his pocket? What did you, leader? Did you pay from your pocket. No. Do you know what happened? Sri Lanka had to part with even more land as compensation to the Chinese. That's what happened.
That's exactly what I'm trying to tell, Faraz. When these, especially the former government, Rajapaksa government, right? They should have. They should no. They shouldn't have given the land to the Chinese, right? They imagine like you are selling your land off.
Yes, I know, but
right?
the thing is,
is it better to lease it out because we couldn't cancel the agreement.
Yes,
you know,
it's a bit late to find out after the event. The UNP has got so many lawyers, right? And they're not wannabe lawyers; they are real lawyers.
Yeah.
And including lawyers who turned up who didn't know anything about bonds, and they're appointed to look into the Pitipana Committee. Yes, we're not never going to forget the Pitipana Committee because that's what they did. So, do you understand? You all delayed the project, and there's no inquiry or anything into the actions of Ranil Wickremesinghe as the leader or as the Prime Minister at the time, because we've now had to either we had to give them like $125 million, or we had to give them the land. Where's the money from us? All been stolen in the Sri Lankan airline episode and all sorts of other episodes.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to tell you, Faraz. When Rajapaksa government, former Rajapaksa government was controlling this country, ruling this country, they shouldn't have gone ahead with this port city project by just giving the entire land upright to the Chinese.
Okay.
Okay. So we wanted to cancel this project. Instead, we couldn't because of how they have signed the agreement. Okay. There was no right to information, right? We couldn't get the agreement, and when we studied the agreement, it clearly said
you
that
couldn't get the agreement.
It clearly said
surely they must have signed with the Treasury Secretary and all sorts of people.
It clearly said that we can't take off the clauses. So instead, we had to increase the land, the amount that we have already
to pay for this.
Exactly. So that's what I'm trying to tell. The leaders of this country has to be more precise and be more careful and think from the country's perspective.
That's true. Last and final question, because I'm being told that I've got to finish. All right, last and final question. Can you be as clear as possible?
Yeah.
Is Ranil Wickremesinghe working towards a Sajid Premadasa-led victory, or is he hoping that Sajid Premadasa will lose?
I hope that he is putting his effort for all of us to win.
The people or the party?
People and the party.
Dr. Kavita Jayawardena, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Do enjoy the rest of your tea. And that's the way it was on Newsline Live. Take care. Have a wonderful day ahead of you. And of course, God bless.
Newsfirst, Newsline with Faraz